Welcome to this tutorial on Dorico's layout panel. In this video, I will show you how to use the layout panel to customize the appearance of your score and parts in Dorico Pro. Before I open Dorico, I want to tell you about the basic idea of layouts in Dorico. The whole idea of layouts are somehow like changing the font of a text editor. The text being your score, and the font settings are your layouts. And if you modify the fonts in your text editor, the content of the text will be kept without change. And Dorico's layout works exactly like this. And what is amazing about Dorico is that you can have multiple versions of layouts for the same score in the same project file. So for example, the conductor asks you to have a score with big time signatures, but you like yours to have small ones. And this is where layout options come into play. And now you might ask, how are layouts connected to a score and instruments? For this, we are going to the Setup tab. And you will notice that on the left, we have players. On the bottom, we have flows, which are our musical content. And on the right side are layouts. If I zoom in here, you will see different icons. This one is full score. And this one is for instrumental parts, and the one that I have down here are for custom scores. If I click on any layout in the Layouts panel, it will be highlighted. And it will also highlight the instrument and flows that are associated with it. So for example, this oboe part layout has the oboe as its instrument, and also it is getting its music content from all these flows. Now note that I have 7 movements in this piece, so my instrumental part layout should have 7 movements as well. If I want to check this or any layout, you can easily head to the drop-down list above and select the desired layout. Now let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now back to the full score. If I click on the oboe layout again and untick the boxes of certain flows, like this, and then check the layout for the score again, you will notice that the music content is removed from the layout. You can add any layout as a tab for ease of access anytime and anywhere. For this, first click on the Show Tabs button, and you will notice that a new section opens up. Then click on the plus button on the right side and then select your layout. After adding, you will notice that you can easily switch between the tabs. And now that we are here, let me tell you about this button as well. You can easily open or close Dorico's panel by clicking on it. Super handy for smaller screens. Back to the Layouts panel. In the bottom part of this panel, there are a few buttons that we are going to check. The first one is Add a full score layout. By default, we already have a full score layout, but perhaps if you need your full score with a different layout, this is where you add an extra full score. Dorico automatically adds all the flows and players to the new full score. However, as we discussed before, if you want to have a flow or instrument specific to any layout, you can just select the layout and then tick or untick the checkboxes at flows or player panels. Right after the Add Full Score button is Add an Instrumental Part button. When I click on it, you will see that the created part is empty. That is because Dorico doesn't know which instrument or instruments you wanted to add to this layout. So in order to add them to the new layout, we can easily select the checkbox of the instrument in the player panel. Now notice the title of the layout has automatically changed. You can rename any layout by double-clicking on any title and modifying the text. Third button is for creating a custom score. The process is the same as adding instrumental parts, except you might notice that after creating a new layout, even after you choose the instruments and checking them in the layout dropdown, the screen is blank. That is because Dorico wants you to specify which flows should be associated with this layout. We can tick the box of the desired flow and it will show up again as your new custom score. Next button is used to sort out the layouts by layout number, which you can find them here. You just click on the arrows and it will open your layout number. If you right-click on the button, you can also sort them as instrument score order, which then follows the orders in the player section. The last one is to delete layouts, and the dotted one has some extra options. Let's see. Rename is to rename the title, of course. Renumber will reset the numbering of your layouts starting from 1 being the highest instrument. Notice that it only changes the numbering of your instrument layouts and not the sorting. These two are the same as what we can do with the mouse for associating flows and instruments for each layout. And the last two are self-explanatory. Finally, you can also have the same menu if you go over each layout and right-click. Now, if you are wondering why I haven't talked about these three options, it is because they need their own video for a thorough explanation. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. And till next time, Homayoon out.